New Year and welcome to New Hope Ice Arena for a girls hockey matchup today between two local squads that played in the tournament here a week ago. The Osseo-Park Center Stars and the Armstrong-Cooper Wings. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, it's kind of back to a familiar spot. Obviously, we're Armstrong-Cooper. This is their home arena, but Osseo-Park Center was here just a week ago. They wound up runner-up in the tournament to Bemidji, and so they're kind of glad to be right back here in a spot where they had a little bit of success last week.
Yeah, they really did. That tournament, they wanted to win the thing. They got to the championship game, and they just couldn't put the puck in the net against Bemidji. Lost 1-0, but had a really good tournament, achieved the goals they wanted to, and are looking forward to coming back here, familiar ice, and they're looking for a win today.
Armstrong-Cooper did win the first game of that tournament, the game that we had for you on CCX Sports, but lost the next two. Now, they did have a game Friday night. They went down and played at Dodge County, lost a 4-0 decision. So you kind of get a question here, Dan. Is it better to have had a game, or are they tired from that, whereas IOPC hasn't played in a week?
Well, good question. You know, will OPC come out a little sluggish because they haven't only practiced? But, you know, Armstrong-Cooper just went through a 3-game series last week during the tournament. So I think going back-to-back isn't going to affect them too much. I think they'll be just fine.
Let's talk about key players to look at in this afternoon's contest, starting with the visitors for OPC. Chloe Lewis is a sophomore who kind of provides a spark for their team, and her line is going to be missing. One of those key players today is Tavery Scherner is not here, so Chloe and her line mates will have to step up.
Yeah, and she'll be very noticeable, but she's kind of diminutive, if you want to say that, small, but spark plug. She's fearless. She plays 200 feet, offense and defense, distributes the puck well. She's got 3 goals, 8 assists, and I like 8 assists because that makes everybody around you better. And she's just got a little fire in her belly, so you'll see a tenacious little player playing today for the OPC.
And for Armstrong-Cooper, they're a team that's giving up quite a few shots. They're getting better defensively. One of their captains and seniors that they're counting on to be able to hold off OPC a little bit, if you will, is Hannah Schneider.
Yeah, senior. She comes in with 3 assists, but good stalwart in front of the net, knows how to play defensively very well, distributes the puck. She moves it. She knows the puck moves faster than she does, and she does a good job of that. Plus, she's on the power play and the penalty kill, and she's got a shot. She's got to hit the net with it. You know, sometimes when you get wild like that, you can really ring it, but it won't get to the net. But that's what they're looking for from her today. And hopefully she'll be a spark plug to get them off the Schneider, especially with their power play, which hasn't been very good. If they could pick that up, they could put in another goal or two a game, which would help them immensely.
All right, both teams have busy January slates ahead here and trying to get things rolling in the right direction. This is actually a non-conference game today. They're both Northwest Suburban teams, obviously, but they scheduled a second meeting, and this one does not count in the league standings, but it definitely counts overall for these teams as they try and build a resume heading towards section playoff time. It's the OPC Stars and the AC Wings. We'll face off in a moment here on CCX Sports.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Welcome back here to the South Rink at New Hope Arena as we get set for girls hockey action. As you can look there at Mackenzie White, the sophomore who will start in goal here for Osseo-Park Center, as she has for most of their games this year. A 5-6 record for Mackenzie, and 2.07 goals against, and .923 save percentage. So she's been pretty solid.
Very.
Throughout this season for Osseo-Park Center, as they are just a game under 500 coming in to this contest here. And for Armstrong-Cooper, their stalwart in net has been junior Lindsay Botts, and she played in their loss a night ago, so 6-9 record for her, and a nice save percentage as well, as she is over 90%, and goals against about a little over 3 1/3 goals against per game, and you see the 4 shutouts as well. So they feel pretty good about what she's capable of doing for them, and she'll probably get tested based on what we've seen earlier this year, and they like their chances with her being able to stop OPC on a pretty regular basis, however, as we get set for the first period in this one. And as we said, it was a little bit of a journey last night for Armstrong-Cooper, traveling to Dodge County to play, and that was a 7 o'clock night game. This one a 3 o'clock Saturday, so not a whole lot of bounce back, but I guess when you're 15, 16, 17, that's a little easier than it would be for you or I, Dan, to come back and play another game here, right?
You bet. No problem for them. And they, like I said, Armstrong-Cooper, they've done this before, had games back to back, so I don't think it'll affect them too much.
Mackenzie Johnson facing off against Gabby Bodine of Osseo-Park Center. And we are underway as the Wings get first possession here. They'll retreat back into their own zone as Haley Matson chased, and Stars trying to force a turnover there.
The one thing we noticed in the tournament, that OPC's got a very good forechecking system. They support each other really well, and they're aggressive. You can see the D drop down and keep the puck in there.
Come back across, shot from the point, didn't make it there. Now picked up by Bodine. That one goes off the outside of the net. And then chipped out back to the OPC zone there in the race for the puck. Beth Denchfield will get there first, but there were 3 Wings pursuing her. If she had looked back, she might have been a little worried there, but did a nice job of just kind of controlling that puck for help could arrive. Tessa Strand back there now for the Stars, and that pass tip, but still gets there. And a rush up the right side, but pretty good recovery defensively as they denied Aaliyah Bjork a chance for that shot. Wings looking to break it out here as Mackenzie Johnson pushes it ahead. She had a pretty good game in the that game that we saw them a week ago against St. Paul Sibley. There's Jeremy Lewis, the Stars head coach. He was disappointed they didn't win the tournament. I kind of found it refreshing. A lot of times coaches don't talk about winning or winning a tournament. They really wanted to, and he said, we didn't play poorly at all against Bemidji, but just some of our shots wouldn't go in. They had a pretty good goalie as well, and they had a good, solid first couple lines, and but it was a good experience overall. They won their first 2 games, and then falling just short in that championship, but it was still a good effort. And I was asking, they did not play on this rink last week at all. The tournament was conducted partly on both rinks, and it just happened that all 3 of their games wound up over on the North Rink, which is the rink that the Armstrong-Cooper boys usually play at.
Well, the great thing about it speaks to the mentality of the program. They've been down for a few years here, and expecting a team to win, that's a change in mentality, and it's good to see. And Jeremy's done a great job with Osseo-Park Center.
Turnover forced there, and a close-in chance for Megan Stokowski. And now the Stars getting it set up top again. Haley Eikos trying to spin away here, shields the puck nicely. Wings really dropping all defenders back in front of that net to protect.
Well, they got to do some protecting. They've been giving up 38 shots a game. They gave up 40 last night against Dodge Center, and I don't care how good a goalie you are, even with a 90% save percentage, that is a lot of rubber to look at. They got to cut that down.
I like how Kelly Crandall, the Wings coach, trying to look for the positive in that. She said, Lindsay, when she stays busy, it helps her to really be involved in the game. She said, obviously, we'd like to have a little bit lower number on that, but it at least has kept her sharp, and they feel like she has been a good goalie for them this year. Wings getting it through neutral here is Kara Cook, the young freshman, but they're offside. Here on the right side, unable to stay.
There's Kelly.
There's Kelly Crandall. She was an assistant last year in the program and played in this program.
Yep.
And then, or actually when it was still Armstrong, I believe, and then played some for Wayzata as well.
Good hockey player, and again, Jay, I'm just tickled to see some ladies get behind the bench here to coach the ladies, and we got good enough hockey players now that can take on that responsibility.
Opportunity here, Cook firing, whoa, and a nice glove there for White as she made that one look easy, and that one developed into a very good scoring chance out front for AC. Plenty of room and plenty of net to shoot at as the nice pass finding Cook, and she got away a pretty good wrist shot there.
She did, but boy, bad concentration by the OPC defense. She was standing all alone by herself, but Mackenzie White's been a very pleasant surprise for them as a sophomore. Very good goalie. You saw her numbers. She can keep you in a few games.
White made a save there, and then they just swept it away. Opportunity now for the Stars, and that shot going just wide from Bjork. And chopped out to center. Lindsay Eikos back to get it here for Osseo-Park Center. She'll look to ring it around, but it was read and intercepted by Paige Lloyd-Holt. Her pass, however, deflected away. Swept out to the point, but kept in there by Claire Sondral. And flipped back out to center. Wings able to regain possession here. Now here's Mackenzie Johnson putting one on. Stick save there by White. Pretty good start, I think, for Armstrong-Cooper here, Dan. They've probably played a little closer to their capability than the Stars have in these first few minutes, I would say.
Well, they've been absolutely horrendous in the first period throughout the year. They've gotten behind quick and early and usually by multiple goals. So, yeah, I would absolutely agree. This is a good start for them.
Stars looking to break the puck out here. And now able to do so, coming hard up the left side with it as it's flipped into the corner by Claire Smith. Smith is moving up on that line with Presley Kramer and Chloe Lewis here in the absence of Tavery Scherner, who's out of town. And that's going to be an icing call against Armstrong-Cooper, and we will come back into their end of the rink here. 12:09 to go here in the first period. And you may note our score bug is having some technical difficulties here, so we'll try to remember to go old school a little bit and update you on the score and the time a little bit more than what we got.
Let me be
used
first.
To.
It's 0-0.
Yes, still 0-0. Armstrong-Cooper in white. Osseo-Park Center in the black, orange, and green here. Dumped into the Stars end. Back to get it is Strand. Knocked to the corner, and they fight for it there. Wings trying to come up with it as Aaron Poloni in there. Schneider will drop it back down deep. Stars again thwarted as they try to get it out. Here's Schneider, hit that one. It bounces loose in front and then trickled just wide as Poloni was there. That one, sometimes a hit can turn into a tougher one than it's looking like.
I was going to say she's got a great shot. She missed it and they almost got a flutter puck in.
Nice drop pass there and a glove save on the wrist shot from Stokowski. Good work by Zoe Smith to draw the detour and then drop it back.
Yeah, we got the good shot here in the middle. Probably should have got the head up a little bit more to get a good zen on it. But, both goaltenders too, for their records. Very cool and calm. They don't seem to get shook up. They're controlling the puck when they need to, playing good position.
Battle for it along the wall here as the Stars try and bring it out front. Little flip pass, and that one might have hit some pipe there, and it goes wide. And then the follow-up try wide of the net as well. To the line, but not out. Now it is flipped out, but it's going to be icing against the Wings. They were bottled up pretty good there and just wanted to get that puck out no matter how they did it. So an icing call here against Armstrong-Cooper, and 10:48 to go here in the first. We are at 0-0. The Stars putting together a couple good shifts in a row here, though, and getting some chances.
Well, I like the fact, too, that they're shooting the puck. When they get an opening, they're going to take the shot, and, that's what you want to do.
Again, kept in at the line, and that one will bounce in, and Botts had that one roll up her stick a little bit, but still controlled it. Now Lloyd Old, swing and a miss. Back out to the point. Oh, and that one was nearly tipped by the defenseman in. It went off the pads then of Botts.
Good tie-up there. Very good tie-up for number 22 for the Wings.
I believe it was Cook there, actually, 32, yeah.
32.
And this one will trickle in. No goal. Well, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, the Wings are celebrating, and the official waved it off. Let's see now. Where you watch White, the puck's still laying there. They obviously tapped it in, but the question is, did they blow the whistle?
They blew the whistle. Yeah.
So no goal.
Boy, and I'll tell you what. We look at White, and she's had a tremendous year, good percentage. But the last game we saw, she gave up 2 very soft ones, and you couldn't get much more soft than that one. Maybe a little too casual.
This is a tough one that the officials have to explain, but that's the only choice they have. If they blew the whistle, you know, the question becomes moot. And the puck was clearly not covered, but they lost sight of it and blew the whistle. So as White, I was just kind of relaxing, thinking she still had it, and all of a sudden the Wings are celebrating, and what happened here? And the goal does not count, so no goal. And Kelly Crandall understood. You could see, I mean, obviously you're not pleased, but that's once the whistle blows, it blows. You can't count that goal. So
there's another instance of puck luck that does not go for you. Well, White got away with one there. Hopefully that'll wake her up, keep her concentration, and get her glove and blocker, know where that puck is. Boy, you don't like giving one up like that.
So a near miss for the Wings, and we stay at 0-0 here. Oh my, near turnover out front as they got a little careless with the puck. Now a nice breakout developing, however, as Bodine carries it. Bodine trying to pull the trigger there, but puck knocked off her stick. Johnson lost it on the way out there, and then it's cleared out of the zone anyway. The Stars have to regroup. Pass deflected, but still gets over to Julia Campion, carrying it here up the right side. Campion will send it on in. Izzy Kriesel flicking it back to the other corner for the Wings, but nobody able to get there in time. And the Stars able to dump it back out, and a hand pass will be called here.
Well, good reverse by OPC there. They were trying to stack it up the right side. They brought it back, came up the left side. If they hadn't fumbled the puck, they would have got out of there a little earlier. But the other thing I like is the Wings are winning a lot of these one-on-one battles in their defensive zone, Jay. I mean, they're really going after it hard.
Off the draw, Stars come up with it. It just rolled away there from Zoe Smith. Smith jumps in to help out here in the corner. Now trying to slide the pass over to Beth Denchfield. She'll track it down. Chopped away from her. Feels like both teams are kind of getting bunched up more than they would like. Maybe not using the whole ice as much as they could. Now it's tipped out. Here's Poloni chasing after it. And a good job on the back check, though, to get there by Strand. And the Stars quickly foil that attempted chance for Armstrong-Cooper. Bank to the Wings line, picked up there by Sondral, and she'll lead the rush back the other way. Sondral trying to turn the corner as they get help coming off the bench here. Oh my, a big collision. That's going to be a penalty against the Stars. But first there might be an opportunity out of it. Schneider picking it up.
Now this is where Schneider's using her head. She's holding on to it. Hopefully get an extra attacker out there, but did a real good job instead of just flinging it at the net. She tried to make a play to get that extra skater on.
It's going to be Presley Kramer going for a body check there as a big-time collision.
I think she got a similar penalty against Wilmer when we were in the tournament here last week. Big girl for a sophomore. Second leading scorer in the team. Very aggressive.
Yeah, and it was hard to tell. I mean, she could make the case maybe that she was really going more for the puck, but it's still a call that, you know, you're going to see made, certainly when you knock somebody down like that. Here's a chance for Cook, firing, puck's loose. They keep digging at it, and it squirts just wide. Referee down for a good look as it squirted away from White, and the Wings were frantically jabbing at it. Mackenzie Johnson shot, blocked. Follow-up try, ooh, and a stop there. So tried to sneak it in the short side, and then cleared by the Stars, but Armstrong-Cooper getting some couple of pretty good quality chances there early in this power play.
Well, considering they've scored only one goal power play this year, and they're running at about 4% on the power play. That was a good power play for them, and OPC's killing it off at 90%. It's been a phenomenal penalty kill this year for the OPC Stars.
Bjork in on the penalty kill. Able to eat some time up there. Cook getting the pass away toward Campion, and a little too far up that side, and intercepted and thrown back in here by Bodine. Looks like the net has come off in the Armstrong-Cooper zone there after the puck was in behind the net, so that, I believe, the reason for the whistle here.
Well, as you can see, Armstrong-Cooper's really working on it. Got a good shot inside. There were two people in front trying to knock that rebound out, and White had a little bit of puck luck there. That's what they need. They need to get that puck down low, get it on net, and get as many White jerseys down there as they can. That'll start breaking your drought on the power play.
Taken away here, shorthanded opportunity, and that shot attempt blocked. Try to flip it out to center, but intercepted there by Lewis. And here comes Lewis in shorthanded. Lewis firing, and Bonds, oh, it trickled through her, but they just swept it away off the goal line. It was similar to the non-goal at the other end. And then this rising shot up into the body there as Haley Matson carrying it forward. Under 10 to go in the power play, and now an offside call here as Matson winds up on the ice. And a very near miss for OPC as you see this shot from Lewis. Botts fights it off, but watch, it comes right between her pads, and again, a good look by the official, and Sondral in there to sweep it away.
Good thing Sondral was checking back there to get it out of the system there, but again, Chloe Lewis, you know, just a little spark plug. She goes after it hard and aggressive. She got a great opportunity there on the penalty kill, I believe. Yep, still got 8 seconds left on the penalty.
So still at 0-0. A couple of near misses here. One that was foiled by maybe a quick whistle, and that one was swept away by the defenseman just as it was about to cross the line. Penalty is over. We're back to 5 aside now. Sondral back to pick it up. Back into the Stars zone as they regroup here. So they killed off the penalty, and there were actually near misses at both ends. They had a great chance, and earlier the Wings had 2 very good chances right on the beginning of that power play. So we've seen, the door coming open there. Luckily nobody went through it.
That's not good. Well, these two teams met before on November 9th, I believe, and OPC won 3-0. But I think AC's they're playing a good game. They're getting some good opportunities. They're getting some shots on goal. And both goalies are a little shaky right now, so you never know what's going to happen. I'd start putting a lot of puck on both nets.
Chip to the front. I would say this, though, the chance at Botts that got through her was a really quality chance. That, that it did trickle through her for sure, but it was a great scoring opportunity for Lewis. We're just under 5 minutes to go now here in this first period. 0-0. Armstrong-Cooper in white, Osseo-Park Center in black. Mackenzie Johnson carrying it up the left side here for AC, putting it out front for the tip, and a nice setup, but Kriesel's deflection went just wide. Now comes back to Kriesel. Trying a backhand shot there. For a 0-0 game, there have actually been a fair amount of decent chances in this one.
Definitely. OPC's only given up 28 shots per game, but I think that's going to get blown up tonight because already the Wings have gotten a number of good shots and quality shots.
Thrown to the front here. It goes off of Sandral and tapped away by the goalie Bots. Campion's pass intercepted and then re-intercepted here for the Wings as it's carried by Cook. Cook puts on the brakes here and waits for help.
Oh, nice.
Nice move here into the circle, but then her shot is denied. Down deep it comes here. Autumn Lindgren dropping the pass as they look to get a little cycle going. Now back out to the point. Madsen sliding it across. Sandral's shot. And White reaches out and grabs that one and will force a face-off. It was heading wide anyway here, but she kind of wanted to control things here and get a draw.
They've been in their own zone for a while. It's time to get a bit of a line change. Good play by White there, boy. She spreads out a lot, too. She's a big girl. She's got to be about 5'8", 5'9". And she covers a lot of net. When she gets down and spreads those pads, there isn't much underneath to get after.
Off the draw, puck laying loose in the circle. Now Lloydel hammers a shot, but it goes high and wide. And that's what Coach was talking about earlier, not specifically about Lloydel, but just needing to, get more of their shots really challenging the goalie, instead of sailing them high and wide.
Well, Lloydel's had a good year, and to expect big things from her in the next 2 years, too. She's only a sophomore, but she's got a nose for putting the puck in the net.
Yeah, she had a nice game in that game we did of theirs last week against the Riveters from St. Paul.
One of the
Henry
best names
Sibley.
ever.
Yep, I love their logo too.
Yeah, Rosie the Riveter.
Stars breaking it out here. That pass into the body there of Kramer, and it bounces all the way into Bots, and then a little collision out front. 2:58 to go in the first. We are still scoreless here. New Hope Arena, the site. Don't get a chance to do all that many games on this south rink here. We've done obviously more over the years on the other side, the north rink, the original sheet here. But nice face-off win there. Comes back to Kramer, and then Denchfield rings it around. Claire Smith trying to gain possession here for the Stars and does so. Drops it back, and they'll relay it in deep again. Kramer setting it up. Goes to Lewis. Right back for Kramer. Trying to go out front with it for Smith. That pass was broken up. Now they throw it out front again, and it rolls to the crease, and Bots trying to get a look at it there through bodies.
The Wings defense is tying them up pretty good, though. They're not getting anything clean. They're getting bumped off, so their sticks doesn't match up to the puck. Wings doing a good job D-wise.
I like the idea, though, when they went quickly behind the net and then to the front, little diagonal pass. I mean, the idea was certainly there, and the hockey sense was there. Now pulled off the wall by Smith, put out front, and there again is a matter of the D tying up. Well, that one might have been a goal. Denchfield will throw it in as the Stars getting a line change here. Matson back to pick it up for Armstrong-Cooper. Pass was broken up and now taken. Zoe Smith. Oh, and that pass trickling just a little behind Ellie Horvath. Now a shot on net. Big rebound given by Bots, and then the second try was blocked by the D. Abigail today, they're trying to get an opportunity for OPC. We're down under a minute and a half to go here in this opening period. And there's a deflection, and Bots a stick save on that one. Is a nice job of getting the stick on it out front, and then another shot thrown in from along the boards, and Lindsay Bots will hang on, force a face-off here with 1:12. Well, here's the look at this tip. Nice job there to get a piece of it by Horvath.
Well, Bots, too, playing very, very good positioning, too. She was ready for it, even when it deflected. She had enough covered that it wasn't really that much of a problem for her to make that save. Oops.
Opportunity here. Lloydol, the 2-on-1. Lloydol walks in, the save, and then covered up by White. A little bit of a rebound as she had a player coming on the left side, but fortunately for the Stars, it didn't really result in a second opportunity to speak of there. But nice save and a little snow shower or two for White as the players came in hard.
But that's a defensive mistake. You can't let that far side winger go in there all alone unchallenged. If that bounced just a couple inches the other way, that could have been a wing score.
Now here's an opportunity the other way, but the pass a little out front of Charlie Sawicki there. 45 to go in the period. We are still at 0-0. We'll be hearing from Kelly Crandall, the Wings head coach, in the first intermission.
Well, you know, this is something I've been watching since I watched the Wings the last time. They're reversing really well. They're just not clicking on the pass, but they're getting clean lookouts to break the puck out.
Stars trying to get a late chance here, and that one tipped wide. 20 seconds left in the first. Stars have had some good shifts in a row here, trying to get one on the board late. Now out front it comes, another opportunity to save, and the puck bounces around. They can't quite get it cleared, and now this last try is going to be too late. And the first period has come to an end, so Bott's making a big save at the end of the period. We have completed one here at New Hope Arena. Our score, Osseo-Park Center nothing and Armstrong-Cooper nothing.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Welcome back here to New Hope Arena. We are scoreless after one period here, Osseo-Park Center and Armstrong-Cooper in girls hockey, and joined by Kelly Crandall now, the Armstrong-Cooper head coach. And pretty good first period, it felt like, for your team. For a 0-0 game, there were some chances at both ends. What did you think of that period for your team?
Yeah, absolutely. They were battling, going hard, picking up sticks defensively, so it was a real good period, real good energy back and forth up and down the ice.
You had one that wound up in the net, but they had blown the whistle. What was the explanation they gave you there?
Yep, just said the whistle was blown before the puck went in the net. Quick whistle, he lost sight of it, so not much you can do there. Good sign going hard to the net, and just got to keep battling.
Your team did get one power play, and I know that's been somewhat of a struggle for the group this year, but early on especially, you got some chances. What did you like about that power play?
Yeah, got set up in the zone a little bit, had some possession, moved the puck, and then just trying to get that puck to the net with bodies in front. So really like that. Just got to sustain that pressure and keep getting bodies to the net is huge.
Of course, we were over last week for one day of your tournament. How did you feel the tournament went overall, both for your team and just in general for all the teams?
Yeah, it was fun. A fun 3 days of hockey. Had a lot of parents helping out, running the clock and the scoreboard and tickets. And, it's real great for the community, the program, and the kids were lucky enough to play in front of their home fans. And, everybody gets really into it. So there's a lot of team effort, I think, on and off the ice for the program as a whole, and fun for New Hope Ice Arena to get to host it. And just, a lot of teams, a lot of players, and a real good time for everyone.
Now that we're into January, we're kind of, hitting the real busy part, the home stretch of the regular season. What do you want to see out of your team in these next few weeks as you kind of get ready toward playoff time?
Sure. Just continuing the battle. I think watching them just get better every day has kind of been a goal all year. So getting pucks on net and just seeing them believe has been really fun to see that, we're in games, and if it's a 1-goal game, just continuing to play to the last whistle and, keep getting better.
Kelly, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way here.
All right, thank you.
That's Kelly Crandall, the head coach for the Armstrong-Cooper Wings. Her team tied up 0-0 after one with Osseo-Park Center. We'll have first period highlights and then our second period coming up here on CCX.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove. You told me not to do drugs. You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
Welcome back here to New Hope Arena. The South Rink is Osseo-Park Center and Armstrong-Cooper tied up at 0-0 through one period of play as we check out some first period highlights, as we were saying with Coach Crandall. For 0-0, it was a fairly eventful period. There were definitely some chances. There's a good one there. Botts making the stop. Then at the other end, Cook turning and firing, and White with the glove catch. Another glove save there, this one from Botts. And then here's one that trickled through White, but the whistle blew. Obviously the Wings were going to have a goal, but the officials lost sight of it, so really, not really. And then that same thing happened at the other end, although this time the play kept going, but the defenseman got there to sweep it away. See the shots pretty even, one more for the Wings, and the scoring chances pretty even as well, and good first period of hockey overall, I thought, Dan.
Yeah, very good pace, aggressive on both sides of the ice, both teams doing very well, creating opportunities. AC, nice job in cutting down on those shots on goal. They played very tough defensively. They gave up some opportunities, but they've been giving up 40 a game. They did a good job that period.
So we'll take a break and come back with period number 2 here as girls hockey action continues on CCX. Welcome back as you see the Stars and Wings loosening up here for period number 2 after that scoreless first period. Second meeting of the season, as Dan mentioned earlier, the Stars won 3-0 over at Dick Vrau Arena, but that probably feels like a lifetime ago now to them. It was the 19th of November, and it was in the very early part of the schedule, and both these teams have obviously played an awful lot of hockey since then, and things are different, and so we'll see how things develop throughout the rest of the game. As we talked about, between periods, Dan, I think to a large extent the Wings probably were happier, I think, with that first period than the Stars were.
Yes, absolutely. They really buttoned up their defense, and they created some good opportunities in front. They got in the right place, and OPC's defense is playing a little lackadaisical. And we talked earlier about who's going to be more ready. I think the layoff has hurt OPC more than the constant run of games has hurt the Wings.
Kept in at the line, thrown to the front there, and it deflects to the corner. We are 5 aside. Just the one penalty in the first period was against Osseo-Park Center.
Well, the Wings are playing it close to the vest here. Like I say, they're not giving OPC a lot of spacing to do anything, really. They're right on them, and that's really disrupting OPC's attack.
Battle for it along the wall. It comes out of there. The Wings trying to get it out, and now eventually do. Sent back into the Stars zone, and it's going to be an icing call here. So start trying to get a line change. We remind you of our CCX Sports Play of the Week, brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove. Each Monday we put 4 new plays up, and it's you, the viewers, that vote to decide the winner at ccxmedia.org. Again, thanks to Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove for sponsoring our Play of the Week. Off the draw here, a shot attempt was blocked as Lewis tried to fire it. Dump back in. Again, a little technical difficulties with our score bug, so we'll try and keep you updated on the time and score here. We are at 0-0 early in the second period, 15:50 to go in the second, between Osseo-Park Center in the black and orange and green and Armstrong-Cooper in the white. There's a shot that goes wide of the mark. The Stars seem to be skating a little bit better here to begin period 2.
I can't imagine coaches were real happy with that first period effort by OPC.
Thrown in on net, and a big rebound there as a bouncing puck. Poloni dumped it in on White. And that one hits the netting, so we'll have a face-off coming up inside the Osseo-Park Center zone there as Kriesel tried to throw that one toward the net, and the defender got a stick on it.
And the ever-famous Sports Jam, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, highlighting the events and the athletes that have performed throughout the past week.
Wings able to control the draw here, but that centering pass knocked aside. Another opportunity there, thrown to the front, but easily knocked away.
If you take a look, you can see 2 OPC defensemen right in front of the net, too. They're not letting them stand alone. They did that a lot in the first period.
Cook able to pick it up here for the Wings. Now trying to come back to the point with it for Matson. Puts it into the slot there, but all tied up was Libby Plath. And then this one knocked down, and the Stars break it out the other way. Nice job to wait on that pass by Stokowski. And it's knocked aside there by Botts. Overskated there, and the Stars getting a little bit of an opportunity out of that one. Back out to the point it comes, and that shot attempt is blocked. Now Lloyd Olt coming out with it for the Wings. Lloyd Olt stops and drops a pass back to the point, and then it bounces wide. Lloyd Olt gaining control again here, and the shot there is knocked down as Olivia Adams fired. Now the Stars coming back with a little head of steam the other way, and a move to the net. Schneider got a piece of that one as Today tried to go around her.
There's where the senior D stood up and stopped that quick move. They were trying to angle it coming through under the stick, but she stopped it.
Put out front there, and Bjork was just beaten to it. And now circling back is Gabby Bodine. Work it over to the right side there to Bjork. Bouncing puck comes loose out front and just jabbed away. Stars looking to work it into that corner and then come out front with it. swept away. Campion trying to get to it here, but beaten to it actually by Beth Denchfield. Schneider. That one didn't get all the way around like she wanted it to. Eventually they get it out though. Denchfield banking it ahead. And now here come the Stars with Kramer. Kramer looking out front, now drops it to the circle, but that one mishit. And the Wings have to clear it here. A rolling puck. AC wants to hurry up and get a change. Stars have kind of tilted the ice in their favor early in the second period, but still no score. Here comes Kramer. Taken here, and the Wings able to break it out. Tip to center, but that's as far as they get. And dump back in. Sondral back to play it. Spins away, but then a turnover. It comes loose out front, and a swing and a miss. Stars have been just a little off on a couple of opportunities here.
I was talking to OPC coach, and he said that they've been gripping their sticks a little bit tighter lately, especially that 1-0 defeat to Bemidji, and you can see that now. They can't get a clean hook grasp on that puck in the attack zone.
Turnover there, and trying to throw it out front was Poloni. Now she gets it back. Poloni putting it into the slot for Kriesel, but that one knocked away, and then Kriesel up with it, puts it out front. Ooh, the Stars might have got away with one a little bit out front there. And then a turnover given, and a swing and a miss on the try there by Lauren Kruger. Kruger got knocked down, then the puck came right back to her, and she missed it, but then a penalty coming up against the Wings, as Kriesel is going to go for a trip.
A little bit frustration here, swinging the stick and kind of got caught up in the legs, but boy, I'll tell you, bad turnover opportunity there given up by OPC to the Wings. Kruger just couldn't quite get the handle on it, but you can see the trip here, reaching out with a stick, and they're going to call that every time. The effort by the Wings, Jay, tonight is way different than what we saw in the tournament too. I mean, they're playing a little bit better quality opponent, and they're playing very well with them.
Botts making the save there as she closes the pads on the shot from Tessa Strand. So first power play of the game for Osseo-Park Center. Let's see what they can do with it. They have come out and I don't want to say dominated the second period, but they've definitely had the better of things for sure in the early going. Here's a shot, and that one goes wide.
Well, they're only clicking OPC at about 12%, which isn't very good either. Both teams having trouble with their power plays.
And really kind of just scoring in general, I think, too, for both.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there. And the Wings, nice work by Cook on the penalty kill, just able to slide that one back down the rink. Bodine back to pick it up. Bodine, one of the better skaters in the game for either team, I think, here. That one, they didn't get it in deep, though, and just calmly sent right back down the rink. Minute 15 to go in the power play here for Osseo-Park Center. So far, they've not been able to get anything set up on it. We are still at 0-0 here, 10:25 to go in the second period from New Hope Arena. Batted around, and Cook able to gain control. And now here comes Presley Kramer. Stars looking to get things set up. One of their D was off on a change, so they had to hold up a minute. Now they drop it back. Oh, got all tangled up in front there. Controlling it here is Haley Eikos.
Boy, just holding on to it too much there. She lost control of it a couple times. She fanned on the shot, and then AC shut him down and got it cleared out. Nice penalty kill by the Wings here.
And Mackenzie Johnson first to that puck. Trying to eat up even some more time, and then Schneider had a swing and a miss. And banked ahead here. And penalty time is now over as they slide right into Botts. And they're going to call it a goal.
Yep.
Wow.
Pushed her in.
OPC will get on the board just after the penalty expires.
Now they're going to look at this, but I think what happened here is we'll look at it again, but the goaltender wasn't really pushed. She slid back into the net, backing off on that charge by OPC.
Officials are discussing. Looks like Kramer is going to get the goal. Now the puck slides. Yeah, that's
a tough call because Kramer did go into her and push her in. Coach Crandall's a little confused. I can understand that. Now the reason that doesn't work, pushing the goalie in, she's already stopped the puck, which means that play has stopped, even if the whistle's a little delayed. But you'll see Kramer come in. Now watch, she'll go down, and she's going to slide right into Botts, the goalie there, and pushes her in.
And I think probably the explanation, I mean, we obviously don't know, is saying that the puck had already gone in.
If you notice, I did notice in the lower left-hand corner, Botts did not have control of the puck. It slipped out of her glove and rolled in, so that's why they counted the goal.
Again, it was not a power play goal. It was about 5 seconds after the penalty time had expired. So Osseo-Park Center will get on the board, maybe slightly controversially, as Kramer gets that goal, and it'll be Kramer, one of the top scorers or top scorer for their team, 6th goal of the year, 3rd leading scorer overall, 2nd leading goal scorer.
Yeah, it's kind of the really good attempts we've seen here have basically been 2 kind of flubs and then an odd goal like this. I don't think I've ever seen one scored like this.
Shot attempt there was blocked. I have to admit, at first glance, I thought, well, this one's going to be wiped out. That that they're going to say that she was knocked in, but official right there and on it, and I think felt good about the call they were making, so they did discuss it, but stuck with that call of a goal for Osseo-Park Center. Pushed into the wing zone here. They have really been back on their heels in this second period after playing a pretty good first. Long pass ahead, trying to gain control here.
Well, Armstrong-Cooper is only averaging about not quite 2 goals a game, so to get down by 2 is going to be pretty tough for them. They need to pull something together and try to get one in the net.
Olivia Adams back to pick it up here. Adams lugging it up the left side and putting one on net, and stopped there by White. Both teams pretty short-handed overall. I know they were kind of talking about with the JV game too, and we're seeing a few players who didn't skate in the first period now skating, and my guess is that's the reason why, is that they had to, some players who normally would be on the varsity exclusively have had to work into the JV game a little bit as well.
And if they played the whole JV game, they can only play 1 period of varsity. You're allowed 4 periods per day, according to MSHSL rules.
Battle for it right in front of the Wings bench and pulled out of there nicely. Here's an opportunity for a 2-on-1 now for the Stars. And Botts able to make the save on Claire Smith. Smith really did some nice work there along the wall. Just good hands to dig that one free, and gets away a pretty decent shot here, but Botts getting a little piece of that one, deflecting it up out of play.
But here's where it's, both ACD played that very well. There was no opening for a pass over. She had no choice but to take a bad angle shot, and Botts had the angle cut down really well.
1-0 lead for Osseo-Park Center, getting a goal just moments ago from Presley Kramer on a rush where she ended up sliding into the goaltender, but the puck had already gone in as what was ruled. So it was a goal penalty coming up here on Armstrong-Cooper. And now we will get it whistled down.
Was it another trip?
Yes. And looks like the player that they called it on was trying to sneak out of there. It looks like Mackenzie Johnson will be whistled for that trip.
Out of way, Mackenzie. Give it a shot. What are they going to do? She doesn't appear to be very happy about the call. Well, second power play opportunity for the Stars.
Yeah, they did not score on the first one, but they scored really right after it had ended, so it was almost kind of a continuation of it. Here's a pass out front, and that one goes all the way through. Good hustle to get to it by Haley Eikos, but then cleared down the rink. White overskated it here. Good pressure on the forecheck as Crandall coming in.
Nice reverse move there.
Yeah, now Crandall caught up ice, so you make them pay for being aggressive there in the penalty kill. Haley Eikos shot deflected wide, but now the Stars will get it set up.
Well, they got to relax and not force things. Just move the puck around, find your opening, and you got to catch the puck too.
Yeah, you want a combination of working your power play system, but also just kind of playing hockey and looking for what's there and what's what you've learned over the years and seeing the ice. Pass off the side of the net. Boy, everybody was kind of slow to get to that loose puck, and eventually the Wings get there and dump down the rink by Autumn Lindgren. 35 to go in the power play. A little over 5.5 minutes to go in the second period. Osseo-Park Center leading Armstrong-Cooper 1-0. There's a shot that's deflected wide. And again, it's OPC on the power play here. Their second of the period. Back out to the top, and they swing it around. Here's an opportunity and a goal. That one sneaking through Bots with traffic in front. As a shot fired home there by Charlie Sawicki for Osseo-Park Center. And they will get a power play goal to take a 2-0 lead.
Set up nice. 3 quick passes. Sawicki lets it go from the angle and finds the opening. That was a nice setup. Pass here to Sawicki, and bang, she bangs it right off the bat and catches it under the arm of Bot.
5th goal of the year, and Charlie Sawicki, her dad, Chuck, one of the coaches, and we were joking a little bit about really one of the more memorable runs that I can remember doing in high school hockey in the area back in 1995, Champlain Park. School was real new yet, and they made a Cinderella run into the state tournament. Charlie was part of that, and
that's right. Yeah,
it was a pretty memorable run. They were certainly an underdog. They beat their district rival Anoka in the section final over at the Fairgrounds Coliseum, and it really gave the school a shot in the arm as a new school really at the time, just a few years in. Here's a chance as the Stars continue to dominate this second period, trying to build on this 2-0 lead. The puck's been in this end of the rink most of this period for sure. Now put out front here, it goes off a skate, pinballs around a little bit. Finally the Wings come up with it as Hannah Johnson controlling. Johnson got the puck in deep enough for them to change anyway, but no opportunity to create more out of that rush. That pass gets away, and Lloydolt's going to be first to it, and she'll chop it back in.
Well, the Wings got their legs moving here, and they're kind of making a response here.
Yeah, and it's been a few players that, I think didn't play in the first period that have actually provided a little bit of a spark.
Right,
too.
Yeah.
Stars able to regain possession here. They tried to chop it in, but it didn't work. Lloydold got the pass over there to Libby Plath. Now Cook following up, trying to get it out front, but that one is deflected. Stars wind up with it here. Pass tip, but still gets there. Here comes Chloe Lewis. Chance for a 3-on-2 here. Lewis firing just wide. And there's Lewis picking it back up again. Back out to the point, and then that slapper goes wide.
We told you she was aggressive and feared nothing. She just came in and kind of put a little belt on the AC Wings player there. Took the puck away.
Again, they cannot get it out. Wings really looking tired right now too, Dan. They're a little, a little bit under siege this period, I think. And they're going to dump it down here. And that will be an icing call, and we'll come back into the Armstrong-Cooper zone. 2:38 to go in the second. The Stars have scored 2 goals in this period to go ahead 2-0. Let's see what we've got coming up on CCX for you. A good girls hockey matchup in the Northwest Suburban Tuesday as Maple Grove hosts Blaine, and then boys basketball next Thursday, Park Center at Armstrong, Benilde at Cooper girls on Friday, and then girls basketball the following week as well as Osseo hosting Armstrong. There's a shot attempt knocked down. Another try at it here goes wide. Played in behind the net. Stars have kept the puck in this end for really the vast majority of this second period. Gotten the only 2 goals of the period after a scoreless first. Collision, players go down, both teams, and lost their sticks as well. Put out front there and knocked away. Lindgren getting it ahead and tipped by Adams, and that's going to be icing on kind of an unfortunate one for the Wing because she was just about a stride short of the center line there when that pass deflected off her stick. It is the right call.
Yep, awful hard pass. She just couldn't quite, get control of it, soften it up enough to grab it. But your comment about them being tired is real. I like that you noticed that. And they've been playing a lot of defense this period in their own zone, and that takes legs away from you. It's really tough to change direction as quickly as you have to when you're playing defense.
They bounced Stokowski down a little bit there in front as that puck slid to their goaltender Bots.
If they could just spring somebody loose right now and get a goal, I think the leg tiredness might go away for a little while.
Tried to clear but didn't get it away as a backhand try there from Zoe Smith. And that one, they do finally get it out. Kriesel trying to get that puck back. Good strength on her stick there and throws it through. Poloni up with it.
Kriesel's kind of the Chloe Lewis of Armstrong. She's kind of been annoying but done a real good job tonight. Her and Poloni, I think, have done well.
And we mean annoying to the opponent, not just annoying as a person in general or anything like that, right? I mean, you're going to need to clarify there.
I don't know the girls that well, Jay. All I know is what I do on the ice, yep. Oh, man.
Here comes Haley Eikos leading the rush. Through the legs, Eikos, just missed. Going
Where did
top
that
shelf.
come from?
Great
oh, my
move
gosh.
There.
Wow.
Now we go under a minute to play in the period. Here comes Sandral. Cook sending it back around. 50 to go in the period here. And that one bounces all the way through. No ice because it went right past Hannah Johnson there. Bots cleared it right to Kramer. Fortunately for them, Kramer didn't see the offside wing there. They might have had a real good chance. As it is, the Stars keeping possession and Bots deflecting that one aside. Back to the corner it goes here. 25 Stars hungry for more. Bouncing puck in front. And then that one pops over the net. 15 seconds remaining. Osseo-Park Center, a strong second. Here's a shot and a goal.
Oh, man, what a beautiful play.
They were not satisfied to have a 2-goal lead as the turnover happened and then the pass across. And put away there by Claire Smith.
Yeah, nice play. Boy, she buried it too. No doubt about that one. Got it on her stick and just ripped it. It comes back to the back of the net. Now watch, it gives it right back to Smith from that bad angle reverse and just caught the goalie trying to switch positions and just got it by a pretty goal.
So Smith will get her 5th of the year to cap a very strong period for Osseo-Park Center as they score 3 in the period. Our score after 2, Osseo-Park Center 3 and Armstrong-Cooper nothing. We'll have more of our coverage here of girls hockey on CCX in just a moment.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Welcome back here to New Hope Arena. Well, a tale of two periods here. Osseo-Park Center really dominating that second to take a 3-0 lead. Jeremy Lewis, their head coach, joins us now. And what kind of a speech did you have in that first intermission? Because your team came out.
You can definitely tell we've been off for a week, right? So we went in there between periods and said, you know what, we need a quicker rotation on that forecheck. We succeed with a strong forecheck, right? We weren't rotating quickly. We weren't getting our defensive zone. We weren't getting our spots quickly, and which resulted in them. You know, they had, I'd say, a better period in the first. I mean, we started taking the last couple of minutes, 5 minutes of that first period, but we came out, got our legs underneath us after that long break, and you know, taking it too hard on the puck, pitching that D, and it's working for us.
Tell me a little bit about the tournament last week. You guys were over here and won the first two, had a close loss in the last one, but what do you feel like that did for your team?
Yeah, I mean, we going to that championship game, we were 4-1-1 in our last 6, you know, right? So we're playing well. We're finding ways to win these one-goal games instead of being on the other side in the previous years. So that last game, you know, we just couldn't put the puck away, and we kind of gave them more life as the game went on, and you know, give it to Bemidji. They played well.
Overall this season, do you like the progress that your group has made?
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the year, we were really inconsistent. You know, we're up and down, up and down. I mean, we'd win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Like I said before, that, you know, going to the championship game, we were 4-1-1 in our last 6, and we're going on a good trend here. We got 13 games in the month of January, so we got to be ready.
How do you treat that when you've got a lot of, you know, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Cuts down on practice time a little bit, but overall, you know, how do you work with that kind of a schedule?
Yeah, that schedule, you know, we talk about hydrate. We got to be hydrated. We got to get proper rest, eating well. Obviously, in the basics. Practice is more flow, not a lot of battling, not a lot of grinding in practice, but you know, make it more upbeat, fun for the girls, and you know, and just kind of have them be ready for the next game, and just, you know, keeping their legs fresh.
Jeremy, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way here.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, Jeremy Lewis, the head coach of Osseo-Park Center. His team dominated the second period. They will take a 3-0 lead into the third. We'll be right back here to New Hope Arena on CCX.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
we discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
I am what hunger looks like in America.
I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September.
I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs, and that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
We are in the second intermission of our girls hockey matchup. Osseo-Park Center leading Armstrong-Cooper by a score of 3-0. All 3 goals coming in the second. A much different period than the first was, as we check out some highlights from that period. And really, it was pretty much all OPC in the period. Get an opportunity in close here, and that one just goes by the wayside. And then a great move there, and that is Kramer will get the goal there as she slid in the goaltender, but the puck was already in. And there's a nice save there by Botts as they continue to put some pressure on. And then here's that second goal. Nice pass over to the weak side, and putting it in was Sawicki for her 5th, a power play goal. And then in the last 10 seconds of the period, well, first that great move by Eikos. That had play of the week written all over it if it had just gone in the net. But then they get the goal late there as Claire Smith receiving the pass and able to put it in. That one came with only 8 seconds to go, and you see the shots, a little bit of an edge in that period for sure for OPC and scoring chances. And now Armstrong-Cooper, they've got to regroup because they were outplayed pretty badly in the second, and they got to see if they can come back and really get their legs moving here to begin period number 3. Well, of course, we are into the new year and just wrapped up a phenomenal high school sports year of 2019 as we had champions in all 3, spring, fall, winter, from the Northwest Suburbs. And Jason Malillo from CCX Sports put together a little montage of some of the great moments from 2019. Let's take a look at that.
Like, it's probably going to be a 9-9 or a 10. When I saw like 3 of the scores, I'm like, please be a 10, please be a 10.
Otto into the front court. He'll put up an arcing 3 short. Laporia too late. Park Center wins Section 5-4A 57-55 and 3 overtime.
I can't even describe it. I'm so emotional right now.
See, when you used to have hair. Been consistently good on the boards, and that's a big 3 right there.
Congratulations to Hopkins High School state champions.
Beckers will take it one-on-one. No, she wants. She gives it back to her teammate.
It's a behind the championship girls basketball team.
Carries it on Lloyd and go for the wraparound try. Puck is loose. Stinsley knocks it in. Section champions in girls hockey.
Great effort by her.
Tip number 1 from Wyzetta.
Now he does swing and miss, and the Hopkins Royals are Section 6 champions.
Picked up here, and a shot in the goal.
Long tips it down the line to Pernsteiner, and that'll do it. Wyzetta has won the state title.
I'm speechless, honestly, about what happened.
Miller's going to run it. Miller will break through, and he's going to go for the touchdown. Jace Miller for 42 and a score, and the Rebels are heading to the prep bowl.
A 3rd and goal from the 4. Vassar getting to the end zone.
Now, goal to go. Vassar straight ahead. 5th touchdown of the day.
Some great moments there. Congratulations to all the section state champions. Wow, we had a lot of fun in the last year, and let's hope 2020 is just as good. Osseo-Park Center leading Armstrong-Cooper 3-0. We will come back with our 3rd period here on CCX Sports.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Osseo-Park Center carrying a 3-0 lead into the third period here against Armstrong-Cooper after a fairly even or maybe slightly advantage to the Wings in the first period. The second was quite different, as Osseo-Park Center definitely had the better of things and eventually getting those goals to go in, including the one. I kind of feel like that third one might have really hurt the Wings. I mean, if it's still 2-0 coming in the third, you're right there, but as you noted too, they've had a lot of trouble scoring goals this year. That third one might have been a little bit of a backbreaker, but that's they can't afford to think of it like that. You just got to kind of chip away, and they've had their chances too. Not really so much in the second, but in the first. So you can get one of those to bounce in for you. Maybe get back in it. And Osseo-Park Center, they're kind of thinking like, okay, we found our legs now.
Yep.
Let's have another good period here, regardless of whether we stretch the score out a lot. We just want to keep playing well like we did that period.
I think OPC did a good job too, staying out of the box that period. That helped them a lot too, because I think AC got a lot of momentum from that penalty in the first period. It kept them going here, but they really got to put it to the pedal now. And right now, you tell the Wings, shoot, just get the puck on net, get as many pucks on net as you possibly can, and take it one goal at a time.
Coach Lewis was saying that penalties were a little bit of an issue for his team too in the latter part of the tournament over here last week. So, like you said, not really sure what we've got the discussion. We're not dropping the puck for the third. The players are all ready to go, but they're meeting with the Wings bench for the moment.
Well, the ice doesn't look overly wet.
We may have had our third official not quite out there yet. That could have been part of it. There's one just coming on now. That may have been it. Well, Jeremy Lewis, you can kind of tell in our interview there that he was certainly happier with the second period than what he admitted that, as much as you like to think just getting those practices in, that they were a little rusty looking in that first period. And it's to be expected. I mean, you wish it wasn't that way, but reality is that's how it normally shows up.
Oh, yeah. And we're still talking kids here. We're not talking professionals. So, there can be a letdown here, but they certainly pulled it together in that second period.
Long bank pass ahead a little too far. Sondral playing it around the Stars player, but then taken back here by OPC. Rush straight up the middle, then a drop pass, and then the stick was lifted, though. Good back check by Poloni there for Armstrong-Cooper. Probably was a shot available, though, to the puck carrier there instead of the little drop pass. Kriesel trying to work her way into the zone, but not going to happen there as it's taken. Here comes Presley Kramer. Stop, puts on the brakes, drops that pass back, but it's chopped away. Schneider then lost it. Lewis working hard there, got the puck out front. It pops free to center. Here's Haley Eikos picking it up, sliding it across. Nice reversal back the other way, and then Kramer will lift it on in and head off on a change as Claire Smith goes after it. Smith elevated to their first line today with the absence of Scherner and has chipped in with that third goal for them.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good.
Shot from the point, and that tip goes just wide. Poloni goes down here trying to get back up and find that puck. Now swooping in to grab it up there is Kriesel. Bounces it into the Stars zone as the Wings looking to change. Haley Eikos carrying it out here. Smooth skater goes to the net and tried to pull it back to get a shot, but knocked away at the last second.
Boy, strong skater, good hands. Really made some nice moves. You just can't seem to cash it in.
Oh, and there's a nice save there as Eikos had a good setup, but Bots kicked that right pad out. Wings get it back to center. Horvath back to pick it up there, hammers it back out.
Ooh.
Bounces away, and the Stars are changing, so it's kind of a one-person rush there, and shot attempt going wide. Picked up by Strand. Cook able to chip it out. Boy, the Wings, though, a lot of times when they're getting possession, Dan, it's like one person at a time. They don't have a flow of, 2 or 3 players joining the rush. And that sometimes that can happen too when you're forced to play defensively so much that you're not in a position to really quickly counter. That's going to be an icing call against AC right there.
Well, being down 3 goals, you really got to get multiple people on the rush. That was a really good point, Jay. And they're just kind of hanging back a little bit. They're getting stuck on their heels. Their passes aren't quite clicking. And an OPC player team seems to be stepping up in the neutral zone and stopping the flow. So they have to backpedal.
Campion out of there with it off the draw. Chopped loose and then hacked ahead again. And Strand gathering it for Osseo-Park Center. Claire Smith banking it off the glass and in. Mackenzie Johnson gaining control now for the Wings. Forced off the puck there, and Kramer intercepts. Now across to Smith. And swept into the zone by Beth Denchfield there for Osseo-Park Center, and then she heads off on a change. Jeremy Lewis, one of the first things he talked about was forecheck and how much better they were in the second period than in the first.
Night and day. It was smothering.
That pass fails to click, but comes out to center. Regrouping there, AC and Schneider. Hannah Schneider drilling one in. It's tapped to the corner there by White. 3-0 our score. Osseo-Park Center leading Armstrong-Cooper early in the third, about 5 minutes into period 3 actually now. And puck rolls away there. Nice takeaway by Hannah Johnson back the other way now. Looking for Kruger. And the Stars able to take it right back here now with Today. Tried to go around the D. Johnson knocked it away, then fell. The follow-up try going wide by Stokowski. Stars send it back in deep and around. And an interception there, and just missing on the short side was Sawicki, looking for her second of the day.
Boy, swooped in there all of a sudden, like, wow, turned it totally around, got an opportunity.
Oh, Bodine, a giveaway there. Lloydol takes it for AC, and then it just rolled off her stick as she was trying to pull it back to the forehand. And now the Stars dump it out. Wings were changing their D. And sent back in there by Matson.
Boy, both teams just throwing it in the middle for turnovers. Just bad mistakes.
Lloydol up with it again now for Armstrong-Cooper. Ooh, and down she goes. That's going to be a penalty coming up here against the Stars for a check. It looks like Bodine is going to go.
Yeah.
Let's see this again. I kind of thought, to me it felt like more just a collision that Bodine got the better of. But
yep, she was a little bit more solidly planted.
Yeah, she was moving toward her a little bit. So
well, they don't like body contact in girls hockey, so they're going to call it.
6:12, the time of the penalty to Bodine. And so the Wings, a much-needed power play here.
I think this is a spark in the first period for them, and if they can make this work, it could maybe get them back on the roll. Once they get a goal, anything can happen.
Poloni takes a return pass here, and then they go back down the net, looking to work a little give and go.
There you go.
Cross to Mackenzie Johnson, firing.
Ooh.
That hit the outside of the pipe there. There's a screen in front as well. I don't think it was going to be on target anyway, but it hit the outside of the pipe and the outside of the net. Johnson gloves that one down. Oh, and that one is going to be a penalty coming up against Mackenzie Johnson. It was the official way out top that called it, and this is going to be a check, I think, the other way. As Johnson, I guess, really did about the same thing that Bodine did, just kind of knocked over a player there, going to call it a rough.
Yeah, a little frustration there. Mackenzie Johnson did a good job there. She's just trying to get the puck, and she just kept rolling into the player rather than backing off a little bit. If she would have kind of stopped a little bit, probably wouldn't have called it. But it didn't look like she's trying to slow down.
No, it can be tough when somebody kind of slams on the brakes like that, but I agree with you right there, Dan, that she willfully did continue with her motion forward there, so I think the right call. So we're even at 4 skaters aside here for about 45 more seconds. Then the Stars will get a power play. Shot put on net there by Bjork. Bjork trying to chop it free in behind, and they do force a turnover. Wraparound try there, never quite made it to the net. Cleared out, icing waved off. Here's the race on for this one. Strong move here by Strand, but then that one deflected up into the netting. We'll get a whistle to stop play. 14 seconds remaining in Bodine's penalty for Osseo-Park Center. 1:11 remaining in Mackenzie Johnson's penalty. So we're 4-on-4 right now, and then in 14 seconds will be 5-on-4 for Osseo-Park Center. 9:01 to play in the third, and a 3-0 lead for OPC.
I like the way Strand moved into the middle there, too. She came across the line and got in the middle for a shot right in the slot.
Knocked away there from Haley Eikos as Cook stayed with her. Bodine's penalty is over, so Osseo-Park Center to the power play now. Got about 50 seconds remaining in that, or in the penalty to AC, and there's a shot on Bots, and she'll pounce on that and cover up as Bjork was trying to create a chance in tight.
Good forecheck by OPC there. They made sure they're the first ones down on the puck there. 27, Charlie Sawicki.
Wings won the draw, got it out, but not very far out. Now they again chop it to center. Bodine will send it back as they'll try and regroup here. Nice D-to-D pass there. Here comes Haley Eikos. And cleared on out here by the Wings. Under 20 to go in the power play, and right back in it comes. Eikos drops it into the circle. Bodine fires, stick save, and then the rebound just cleared away. I believe that was Schneider who got the first stick on that one. Good puck movement there by the Stars, resulted in a pretty good chance. Penalty is now over, by the way, to the Wings, so we're back to 5 aside. Here comes Hannah Schneider, leaving it for Cook.
We saw Schneider standing up there really good in front of the net. She got that puck out of danger before the 2 OPC players were closing in on it.
Penalty coming here to Lewis of Osseo-Park Center. Probably going to be a trip there, it looked like, as the puck carrier met her stick and resulted in them dropping to the ice there. So 2 minutes for tripping against Chloe Lewis. And it'll be AC getting a power play.
2 in a row. Well, actually, no, one play AC in between, but you can see the stick gets all caught up in there. Just needed to take a little better angle to cut in front. And then for all her trouble, she gets knocked down.
So last time around, they didn't get their full power play because Mackenzie Johnson ended up taking a penalty. Back out top it comes. Here is Johnson shooting, and White with the stop on that one as Lloydolt was looking for the tip. Kriesel comes back, Schneider. Now Kriesel, that one came right back at her there. Lloydolt trying to go back to Kriesel. Johnson shooting, and White to save through traffic. I don't know if she really saw that one well, but had her pads in the right position. Now Schneider driving one into the midsection of White, and we'll get a face-off. I like the kind of sense of urgency from the Wings on this one, Dan. They're moving the puck, but also looking to get shots away too.
Yeah, as I see, they finally got Schneider set up there really good, so she could let one go. But again, a little bit high into the waist. They want it down a little bit lower where it can be deflected, but they're putting the pressure on.
Tried to get that pass out front, but Stars unable to clear it as Lindgren drops it off. Now back out high here, Mackenzie Johnson looking for the tip, and that one goes just wide. Relayed back down toward the corner. Lloydolt coming out of there. Or make that a Lindgren. .50 seconds to go in the power play for the Wings. They trail 3-0, but have had a pretty good power play setup here, and they try to go cross ice there. Knocked away from Lindgren. Lindgren back up with it, though.
Well, they got a good idea what they're doing here, Jay. They're moving the puck really well. They're creating some opportunities.
Johnson sending it in behind. Lloydolt chopped away from her. Nice effort. Now Matson. And they're offside.
OPC only had a chance to change one player on that. It didn't come out far enough, and that offside helps them a lot. But the Wings put on a lot of good pressure. Kept that penalty kill out there for quite a while, Jay. They're getting them tired.
Tapped into the Stars zone and then thrown back out. Penalty time is now over, so back to 5 aside. That's actually going to be an icing call, as the Stars didn't quite realize it, or they were still kind of in penalty kill mode there a little bit.
Well, the ref had to look around too to make sure that the penalty was expired before they call icing. But no, just a shame the Wings couldn't score on that. I thought they did a really good job on that. They put together 4 or 5 good shots and did a nice job.
Yeah, I think you could make the case that that was, possibly their best stretch of hockey throughout this game, really, in terms of connecting on passes and doing the right things. But here's a shot there. Botts a stick save on Claire Smith. The Wings have bounced back a little bit here in this third period after really being dominated in the second. It's been back to more, a little bit more even, although the Stars have, still definitely been the better team in the third. Here comes Cook leading the rush back the other way now for Armstrong-Cooper. And that one deflected wide.
Nice.
Breakout pass ahead here, and Claire Smith gets one in on net. Botts deflects that to the corner. Cook now in to pick it up for AC, but the forecheck coming hard after her. Those are the type of plays that coaches really notice here. As Zoe Smith just gave effort to get to that puck, and she did get a piece of it. Forechecking is, it can be hard work, and a lot of it is just being willing to skate hard and read the plays.
Yeah, just be tenacious. I mean, you need what we call grinders in situations like that. There's only one puck. And you got some people that can score, but the other people are the ones that make the whole thing happen. They go in forecheck. They take care of the defensive zone. They take good angles. They make the right plays that aren't noticed on the scoreboards per se or on the highlight films, but every team's got to have a bunch of them, especially the good ones.
Puck still loose off the draw, and then Botts closing the pads to make a save there, as that one kind of a sneaky good chance for OPC, as it puck was just kind of laying there for a moment, and then quick attempt.
The rings got blocked off very effectively that time, so the shooting position could move down just like that.
Botts kicking that one aside, and then a takedown out front a little bit there as Sidney Temple got physical with one of the Stars. Little drop pass back, and that one deflecting to the corner as Emma Bidwell took that shot. Nice move in the wraparound try. Botts the save. They jab at it again and then cleared out of there. Carried there by Matson.
Nice back check by Tessa Strand there. She came all the way across the ice and went after the puck and got it stopped.
Tried to come out front with it, but that one never made it there. And nice little takeaway by Zoe Smith. Here's Sawicki. Walking in, shooting, and Lindsay Botts to stop there and will hang on. .245 remaining in our hockey game here. Osseo-Park Center in black leading at 3-0 here over Armstrong-Cooper. In fact, that was the score when they played the first time around over in Osseo back in November. Cook, the interception here for the Wings. Cook speeding up ice. Mackenzie Johnson is the trailer. That shot direct to the side. Johnson now frees it up. Good read on that one. Plays it back down, and it comes back to her. Putting it up front, then a shot. Ooh, and White has to make a save on a deflected puck there, and the Wings not done trying to get on the board here.
Well, there's still a lot of good effort there. Mackenzie Johnson took it away in the corner, then got it back up to the sideboards and created that shot there by, I think it was Cook that took that shot.
And a second look at it there kind of showed what happened. The puck got deflected, so White actually missed it with her catching glove, but had her pad as backup there and stopped it with her leg pad as it changed direction a little bit when it got deflected.
It shows that positioning and goaltending is everything.
Yeah, pucks are coming too fast for you to just be moving at everything. You got to be in the right spot and hope it hits you sometimes, to be honest.
Yep, absolutely.
Wings trying to get their forecheck going here and create some more opportunities late in this third period. And that's one thing that Kelly Crandall talked to me about, back a couple weeks ago, is that here's Kramer going to the net, got turned around a little bit, is that the effort's been there throughout the year, and that you like to see. I mean, you don't want to see players hanging their heads or thinking, well, we're not doing as well as we wanted to, so we're not going to try as hard or whatever. She doesn't sound like that's been the case. Oh, a bad turnover there, but the shot just missed the net.
I think the effort that the Wings made here in the third period, after we thoroughly dominated in the second period down 3-0, there have been a lot of effort here. This has been a fairly even period. And the thing you got to understand too with both these teams is, they're not the best. Ooh, great shot there. Oh my gosh. But they're young. I mean, they're having maybe not the best year they thought they would, but they're young. They're going to get better. And in a year or two, both these teams should be pretty good hockey teams because the main players are all sophomores and freshmen.
45 seconds to go in the game. Kriesel sending it around, but they can't get it out. Centering pass here, tipped high in the air. Finally controlled by the Wings as Haley Matson tries to get it out of there. 30 seconds remaining.
See, that was a good example of what you're talking about, how much they were fighting on the boards there. Teams giving up isn't going to put that kind of fight up.
Cleared down the rink here. It will be icing with 8 seconds remaining in the contest. For Armstrong-Cooper, they are at Elk River Tuesday, and then they play over at Orono next Saturday for their next contest. And meanwhile, for Osseo-Park Center, they've got Champlain Park Coon Rapids coming to Vra Arena on Tuesday. Then they go to St. Louis Park Rec Center to take on Hopkins Park, and then they play Totino Grace at Brooklyn Park next week. So all of the scoring coming in the second period for Osseo-Park Center, and they will win it by a score of 3-0. As we said, the second 3-0 win of the season for them over Armstrong-Cooper. We'll take a timeout and come back to hear from the Stars in just a moment. Your final again, 3-0 OPC.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
we discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back here to New Hope Arena. Nice win for Osseo-Park Center as all 3 of the goals coming in the second period, and they beat Armstrong-Cooper 3-0. Joined by a couple of the Stars that helped make it happen today, and starting with Charlie Sawicki. Obviously, you guys had a little bit of a layoff since the tournament over here and started a little slow today, but how'd you feel about the way your team came on in the second and third there?
Oh, we totally picked it up. Our captains were talking about how we need to pick it up, and our coaches were like, it's okay, you were a little slow because we just had a week off, and we really turned it on, and that really helped the intensity and helped the pace of the game, and it went really well.
Yeah, that second period, you guys really forechecked better, too. Was that a little bit of a point of emphasis, too, to really get after them and not let them get the puck out?
Our coaches say that our forecheck determines the pace of the game, so they told us to just go as hard as we can, and when we did that, it picks it up a lot, and we do a lot better.
Overall, how do you feel about this season and the progress this team has made up to this point?
I am so proud of this team for all the progress they've been making because clearly in the past they've been talking about how other teams are like, oh, it's North Metro, it's OPC, we're going to destroy them. And we've really turned it on this year and changed the mentality kind of.
All right, congratulations on the win here. Good luck the rest of the way. Gabby Bodine, one of the captains here, and I wasn't terribly surprised that you might start slow. I think all the teams coming off a holiday break sort of face that, but what did you do to change that in the second?
Well, as Charlie said in the locker room, we said we need to pick it up, and these tight games, if we're not forechecking hard, that determines the final score of the game. So as long as we keep forechecking hard, keep them in their zone. Our D are playing great, pinching-wise, and more scoring opportunities from being aggressive on the D side, and forwards doing an amazing job transitioning into other sides for the forward. Yeah.
Your girls were over here at this rink on the other side playing the tournament last week. How much do you think that did for your team to have those 3 games and 3 pretty good games?
It was an awesome tournament. We had a lot of fun. We played a lot of good teams, and it kept us on our toes. No game. We didn't come into any games thinking we were going to have a win. So we had a great game against Bemidji. They just squeaked one away from us, but we're planning to keep trying to go after those 1-goal games and have it more on our side.
The schedule gets pretty busy here in January. Coach was kind of laying out for me how many games you have. Is that a good thing, though, to get a lot of opportunities to play like that after practicing so much earlier?
You know, any games, practice, anytime we're on the ice, we're going to have a fun time. So the more games, the better. We have lots of practices still, so it's a senior. I'm just going in for the best. So everyone's very excited for the 13 games. So.
All right, Gabby, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the season here.
Thank you.
That's Gabby Bodine along with Charlie Sawicki helping Osseo-Park Center reach the 500 mark now with this win. Again, it's their second win of the season over Armstrong-Cooper, and both by identical 3-0 scores. Hope you've enjoyed this one here from New Hope Arena. For Dan Ficken and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Again, your final is OPC 3, Armstrong-Cooper 0.